Okay, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the OTR News Desk, version 2, because version 1 was plagued by the gremlins. We've got a fun-packed show for you today, and first up we're going to run a video which shows the up-and-coming events that OTR have got planned for December. So I'm going to have a drink of coffee, try and stop coughing, and play the video for you. Now what this is, folks, is this is just a recap of what OTR have got planned and on the calendar for the month of December. And I'll be speaking more about these events in this news broadcast. So this is just a highlight video we've put together. It's very short, and I'll go into more details as I say. Now you'll have to excuse me coughing and spluttering. I'm still full of cold, not getting any better at all. So I'm really struggling with my breathing at the moment. Okay, so that's what we've got up and coming, but let's move into the results from this last week and the weekend. And Friday, the Moonriders Tour was completed, the last of the 6 events, with the best of 4 to count. And it was an individual time trial, a little bit of ascent in it, and it was an interesting finish to the series. And it made for a very exciting finish. So I'll bring up the Friday's results first. Let's just go into the winners. And No Pins Race 3R brought back Zach Harner, their flyer. I'm saying flyer, their best rider, I think he is, to take part in the event. You can see from his average watt kilos, he's a top rider in the e-cycling world. And he finished the event with a 26.58. Surprisingly, only 8 seconds ahead of Casper, though. Casper put in a really good performance to take the silver medal, and Wouter did enough to consolidate his overall placing in the general classification by taking 3rd. So it was a really good event with some really good performances. Now, Gavash finished down in 6th, but you'll see that was enough to keep him in the top 3, but not enough for him to overhaul like we expected him to get into 2nd place. So that was the result on Friday, and that meant in the overall GC, Wouter hung on to his 1st place with 745 points, which in the end was a decent enough margin. Casper came in 2nd, only just overtaking Gavash by 2 points to take the silver medal in the overall general classification, and Gav finished in 3rd. Big shout out to Mark Stanley and Matt Lucker and Stephen Brearley, all No Pins Race 3R. They put in an excellent performance to add to the tour, and I do feel that if they'd fielded Zach Harner in more of the events, they would have finished higher up the table. And that was the gold jersey position. And then the silver, Mark Stanley from No Pins actually took the silver classification. His teammate Steve Brearley got 2nd. And our own Ryan Dummer from OTR, who is one of my riders of the tour because of the performances he put in. I mean, he uses a webcam almost all the time, and you can see the pain that he goes through. He gives it 110% every time, and he's quickly becoming one of my favourite riders to watch. Note for a lot of the riders, if you're not using a webcam, consider doing so, because not only does it validate your performance, but it adds a lot of excitement to us, the broadcasters. And I know Damon is very keen on this as well. So consider getting a webcam and adding it to your arsenal. Okay, so that was the silver medal, and then the green jersey was won by Wouter, because Wouter was the most consistent overall, which is really what the green jersey is about. But yeah, I would say he was by far and away the most consistent rider overall. Not only did he take the general classification, but he also managed on some of the harder stages to just stay in the points enough. Excellent riding, but also a really good effort from Terry Wilkinson to move up into second place in this competition. And then the mountain jersey, well, Gav got the mountain jersey, which is why I thought he would get second place overall, and he just missed out to Casper. Bertie overhauled Casper and Wouter in this competition with an excellent first place, and winning by a tidy margin as well, 40 points. So really good tour, the Moonriders tour. We've really enjoyed covering it. Can't wait for more and what's next from the Moonriders. More about that in future broadcasts. Okay, so moving on, that was Friday, and then on Saturday we had the let's see if I can find it, as my phone's dinging at me. Where is it? Let's find the Flemish. Yeah. Now, you've probably seen from the breaking news, the Flemish was marred by 2 more over the Watt Kilo riders. And when asked to leave the event, they wouldn't do so. So they did influence the race. But there was 2 problems. There was the problem with the flyers, the 2 of them that were disqualified. But there was also a problem that there was no red banner and there was no finish banner in this event. And both myself and Paul Nichols covered the event. We streamed it. Now, I was watching the meters to go, countdown to 0, and announcing the winner as best I could because we didn't have a finish banner. Now let me pull up the winners, and you'll notice that there's no silver medal. You got 2 riders in first place and 2 riders in third place, and that's because I announced Clive as the winner just going by the countdown, but Stefan was so close to him, and with there being no line, no physical line for them to cross, Keith Aitchison has decided to give them both the win and to give Torsten and Adam the following 2 positions. So that's why we've no silver 1, 2, 3 this week. Hopefully the problem with the flyers will be sorted. I know John, by the way, has the ability to be able to stop riders entering these events once we highlight these riders to him. So hopefully we can start to get rid of some of these flyers. Enough about that. Okay, so then on to Sunday, we had probably for me one of the best races of the week, and that was the Dubai. Let's see if I can find... Yeah, there we go. Chris O'Hearn's Dubai Adventure was into its 2nd race, and this time this was another individual time trial, a 50-kilometre individual time trial, almost pan flat. So this was going to suit the bigger, heavier riders and the big hitters, and that's exactly what happened. Now, I didn't expect, let me just pull the graphic up for you again. I didn't expect John Beams to come along in this event, but sure enough he did, and I'll tell you the reason why he did in a few moments. But John took an absolutely amazing win with a 1:11:39. And the reason why it was amazing was because both me and Chris O'Hearn had sort of like forecasted a 1:15, possibly just under a 1:15 as the winning time. And there you can see all 3 of the top riders finished in under 1:15. So an amazing ride throughout. Special mention to Bryce Dyer, because he stayed under the radar, and I actually was commentating on this. Excuse me. And I had Doug in second place, wrongly, for for most of the race, because Bryce was just under the radar, didn't really pay attention to him. And for that, I apologise, Bryce. I certainly will in the future notice you. And Bryce took an excellent second place, always well in front of Doug, but I didn't pick up on it. Now, Doug is spelt D-O-U-G, folks. There's no H on the end of his first name. Get that right the next time you send me the graphics, please. But Doug is a good friend of mine from way back. A very good time trialist. That's his speciality. And so him and John Beams actually had a competition the day before this on the Saturday where they both entered the O-Crit series, race series. And Doug won both. He took both of the races. So John was obviously coming back on the Sunday, and that's why we saw him, to take revenge on Doug. And sure enough, he did so. So well done to both riders, and very well done to Bryce for his excellent second place. Okay, let's get that off the screen. What else have we got? Let's have a look at the other things. The Veterans Series. Okay, that kicks off again today. And so it's the Campionato di Corsica course this evening. Kicks off at 18:30 GMT. And I can't cover it, but I will be covering the results. So we'll put the results in the next broadcast. What else have we got? Let's have a look. The Echelon Racing League got underway this week with the community aspect of it. And at the weekend, we have the pro riders taking part. So if you want to see some of the best e-racing specialists in the world, racing on RGT, that kicks off this weekend and should be really looking forward to that. And hopefully ZMS will be covering some of those events. What else have we got? We got the Tola Tour. Yes, we have. Hang on a sec, folks. I got something else for you here. Here we go. So I can have my coffee while you just watch this short video. Looking forward to this one, actually. Tour of Latin America. All the routes have been done by Paul Nichols. You can see from the graphics on screen the climbing. He doesn't do easy, doesn't Paul? So this is our first mini tour throughout the winter. Look at the gradient there, folks. I mean, that was just insane. Cruella Nichols, as he's now been nicknamed. So there you go. That's the tour of Latin America that kicks off this week. And what else have we got? We've got a let's our OTR Christmas charity ride. Now this kicks off tomorrow, folks. And it's 24 rides, so it goes from the 1st of December to the 24th of December without a break every day. And every day we're hoping for donations for children in need. Now, if you're going to ride this event, consider donating the price of a cup of coffee, more if you have it, to the charity. Because we're really wanting RGT to be putting in a good effort for children in need this year. And OTR are sponsoring that with this event. Okay, what else we got? We got the No Pins Race League kicking off this week, or at least at the weekend, I think. Anyway, it kicks off very shortly, so keep an eye out for that, the No Pins Race 3R Racing League. Now, just a point to the race organisers, to the No Pins guys, please send me over some graphics or some details. I can't announce in our news broadcasts if I don't have graphics or at least some news to report on. So please send over results, graphics, whatever you have on the No Pins League, and I'll be happy to include it in the broadcast. Okay, the Draft World Tour also kicks off this week, along with the ECKD series, the Heroica Europe Edition. That starts tonight, 2030 CET, which is 1930 GMT. So that's the Heroica Europe Edition. And finally, to wrap up the broadcast, folks, what else we got? Yeah, I want to finish on a real personal note. One of our superstars on the platform who's come along an awful long way is Kate Ouellette. And Kate's into like longer events, endurance type events. You might remember she covered the Trans-America bike race here on RGT by doing every stage, and she actually took the ladies' win in that event. And she was set to do the pipeline event, but due to illness had to pull out. So we don't know what she's up to at the moment, but I do know on the 21st of December, we have Rob Stone doing his 24-hour event. And I know that Kate is planning on riding the 24 hours, the full event with Rob. I'd love to join in, I really would, because that used to be my forte. I rode many 24 hours on the Swift platform. I'd love to take part. Sadly, I can't. So I'm going to cover part of the event as best I can in terms of streaming it. And I'll probably drop in and out when and if I can. But big shout out to Kate there, because she'll be taking part in the event. And we look forward to finding out what else she's got planned. On that note, folks, I'm going to end the broadcast. I've got to go and pick up my my young daughter. Take care, everybody. Stay safe, and we'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.